Hello, everyone. Welcome. And of course, my camera is going to start out the show crooked. Thank you for joining me. It's William here at Allegory Gallery, and I hope you are having an amazing Monday. It is Monday. It is weird to think that it's Monday because I have no idea where the weekend actually went to. I don't know about you, but we were exceptionally busy this weekend, and I don't know what day it is. I had, I had to look. I'm like, it is Monday. We do have to do a live today, right? Um, so as people filter in here, let's chat and see how you're doing. If you're out there, please say hi. Let us know you're out there and tell us where you're from, how your weekend was, what you got up to today, anything that you'd like to talk about. Let's do a little bit of chatting first. We have been very busy. As you know, Andrew was at his Spark conference this weekend. Hey, Susie, thanks for joining us. So Andrew was down at Touchstone at his Spark conference this weekend, and that was all weekend long. He went down on Friday. Yes, I believe Friday. Yes, Friday. And which is why I did the live from the store on Friday. So if you caught that live, I did some gemstone strands from the store earlier in the day on Friday, and I left immediately from the store after the live and drove down to Touchstone. This conference was from Spark was for BIPOC makers only. So technically, I wasn't able to go. So what we did is I went down because there was an opening reception for the exhibition that they had, and the exhibition was really cool. It had a lot of cool pieces in it. I got to see them before because I actually helped put the exhibition up. So I thought it was kind of appropriate that I should go down for the opening reception of it. And so I got to spend those 2 hours in the evening down there with Andrew and meeting people who were attending the conference. And then at 8 o'clock, when the reception was over, I left. And that was all I saw of Andrew all weekend until he got back later on Sunday. So that was, he had a good time. One of the people who were there is actually here right now. She came to visit us, and her name is Danny, and Andrew is powder coating with her over in the studio right now. And then we're going to, well, Andrew is going to run her to her, she's catching a train, I think to Chicago. She's catching a train about an hour away from here. So we're going to be a shuttle service tonight for her, which is fun. Andrew will get to spend a little bit of extra time with another friend from there. And we're helping her out so that she didn't have to rent any kind of car. There's actually no rentals close. It's really weird, to the train station where she is. So we said that if you want to hang out with us for the afternoon, and then we'll take you to the train station, we can do that. So that's what he's doing right now. They're doing some powder coating over there. So you'll have me for the live tonight, and we'll hang out here. And then in about an hour, Andrew's going to have to run her to the train station. So we'll continue with the live. And we have 2 cars. We brought 2 cars here today so that he could do that. So I will continue with all of you and hang out with you for the live. And then I'll be able to run home after that. So that's what's going on here. Andrew was there all weekend, had a really good time. He told me some about all of it, but I'll wait until probably tomorrow when he can hang out with us in the live and really tell you more about what they did and what they got into. I'm a little bit jealous though, because Jada's Jazz Cafe catered the event, and I'm a little jealous that he got to eat their food all weekend long, and I did not. Let me just tell you. So yeah. Anyway, Anyway, if you don't know who that is, they are the restaurant across the street from us at the shop. And they also do catering. So they catered the event, and it looked like some really good food was happening there at the Spark event. So, but yeah, my weekend was mostly spent in the store. I had a few people come in throughout the weekend. I had some kids come in again. I had some adults come in. Some people bought a few little things. Didn't have any people sitting down to make. I had somebody come in and ask me if I do some repairs for them. So I took on a few things that I'm going to be working on repairs probably next weekend. I did a few errands here and there over the weekend, but it was really kind of rainy, so the cats and I did not get to go out much this weekend. They were kind of a little bit upset about that. So last night was their first time out in quite a while. So I tried to come home early so that I could take the cats out. And we all went out near sunset, and they were so happy to be outside. Let me just tell you, those little girls were running around the yard. I've never seen them run so fast. It was making me a little nervous, but they were very good about stopping at their boundaries. They've really learned where I want them to be and the boundaries around the house. So they come darting around, and they'll like put on the brakes as they hit their boundaries. So it's super cute. And, you know, they're in the house. They're mostly, well, they are in-house cats. They only get to go out when we go out with them. And, you know, they run in the house sometimes, but the house is a confined area. And it's so funny to watch them run outside. It's like they're learning to run all over because they're running a longer distance and they're running like full speed. And I don't normally see that in the house. So, you know, they can't run for much more than about, 10 feet, because that's most of the rooms in our house are like 10, 11 feet long. So they never get to run much more than that before they hit a wall and have to turn. So outside watching them like run has been pretty fun. So we did that yesterday evening. And again, we went out this afternoon a little bit. After we did a few things around the house, I took the cats out, and we spent probably a good half hour, 45 minutes outside, just playing and running. And they had a good time running around today too. And when I brought them in today, they were worn out. They all went up in there, almost all of them. There were 3 or 4. So 3 of them went into their cat tree that we have for them. Barnaby laid below the cat tree because there was a sunspot. He likes to lay in the sunspot. So he found a sunspot to lay in. And then Tallulah, she's always like off on her own. She was in the other room around the corner laying down. So that was Tallulah. Well, hello.
Howdy.
You coming over to say hi?
Yeah, just pop on real quick.
He's back, everybody.
Yep, I finished up a week and at the Spark Retreat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look. Is it mirrored?
It's for us, but probably for them it's backwards.
Okay.
Is my guess.
Well,
maybe.
I don't know.
I mirror the camera for me.
So that way, yeah, anyway, so we had a fun week. Did you tell them about it?
I told them I wasn't gonna. I said you'd probably talk to them more tomorrow about it because you have the detail. I wasn't there.
You got to come to the reception.
I said that. I said I got to come to the reception, which was nice.
So we had about 40 participants that came in from all over the country. One of them's in the other room.
As I said, she's over there learning some powder coating with you.
Yeah, we're doing that, waiting for the train. So I'm gonna drive them over to the train station. Mm-hmm. But anyways, we had I think how many presenters? There was I think 6 presenters. Our keynote speaker was Celeste Flores, who came in from California and did a demo on forging non-ferrous metals, so bronze and copper. That's cool. She also did her keynote speech on kind of starting a small business without having much resources. So that was super helpful, I think, for a lot of artists who are like planning to make their creativity into a profession.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had Desmond Lewis was how to make a furnace on a budget. I was doing my powder coat demo while he was doing his. There was a wire or metal weaving with Aminata Conti. There was a pewter casting with Funlola Coker. Repousse with Bianca Dorsey. Making tools with Kieran Chapman. And
That's a lot.
and I forget.
That's a lot.
And we also had like little events where we talked about different things. And
I said I was very jealous that you got Jada's food all weekend, and
so
I did
we were
not.
super fortunate to have the caterers come in. Jada's Jazz Cafe, they came in all weekend and they took good care of us. And helped us keep on budget, and we were very thankful to them. We're also thankful to Tuck John Center for Craft for hosting us as an event site. Also thankful to SNAG, which is the Society of North American Goldsmiths, for giving us free advertisement. To the Society of Inclusive Blacksmiths, who are our kind of parent group. They have helped us in so many different ways, and also helped us get the linen packages. We also are thankful to our friend Jenny D. Benedicto because she donated some copper so that all of the participants had metal to work in. And we just had a lot of really wonderful and supportive folks. Plus, Crafting the Future, who gave us a grant, Surf Plus, who gave us a grant. Both really amazing organizations. Crafting the Future specifically tries to empower artists who are people of color, BIPOC people, to have craft school experiences. They work with a lot of glass artists. They're based out of California, but it started at Penland. And then Surf Plus is for artists who need relief, craft artists who need emergency relief. So what
But
that
also
is,
they do starting studios and stuff, right?
so sometimes, so if you need to get equipment for safety purposes, they have a thing called the Get Ready Grant, and it's now up to $1,000, and you can buy things like a welding shield, or we got it for ventilation.
Yeah.
William probably could apply separately.
I know. I was like, I should for my pottery studio.
Yeah, for safety equipment for that. And they're a wonderful organization. Ruby, who is their executive director, is one of the kindest, most generous people, and I just adore her to the moon and back.
We got to hang out with her.
Yes, all weekend.
You did. I got to see her a little bit.
That was one of my one of my perks of my weekend. So it was really lovely. On Friday evening, we had the reception for the Born in Fire exhibition that's up at the gallery at Touchstone. It was a show of BIPOC artists that was curated by David Harper Clemens, who is an amazing artist and who was our first year keynote speaker. And we're super thankful and lucky that he returned as a curator for the exhibition. Hopefully next year Celeste can be the guest curator for the exhibition wherever or however it happens next year. And yes, so it was a busy weekend. It was really lovely. And I was there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All right, I'm gonna go back. I was
gonna say, no, go.
Yeah, make sure that the studio's not getting on fire.
Go. You got a friend here. Go.
I know. Don't want to ignore them.
No. And you don't have much time.
I know. I'm gonna waddle my way back over.
Andrew's still got the gout.
Not as bad.
Not as bad. It's getting better. But he was all weekend walking around with the gout down there, which was hard as it was. Let's see. Let me catch up on some comments. Kimberly's here. Hello, Kimberly. Norma's here. Hello, Norma. Are we a little sour about that, William? Just a little. just a little bit. Susie's here. Hello, Susie. Susan is here. Hello, Susan. Thank you all for joining us. So yeah, that is what Andrew was up to. And my weekend was very, very boring compared to his. I went down to Touchstone to the exhibition on Friday night, and then I came back home. And then Saturday and Sunday I was at the shop, which was nice. I got some things done, which was always good. Talked with some people who came in, which is good to see. People who didn't know we were there, and they came in, and that's always good. And then that's it. Played with the cats. That's what I got to do. Did some grocery shopping, that kind of stuff. So that's my life. Kimberly's going to switch over to the phone so I can cook while I watch. Cook something for me too, Kimberly, because I have no idea what we're going to eat tonight because Andrew's going to be away. And we don't end this live early enough to get groceries, so I have no idea. We had the same problem yesterday because Andrew had gotten home and he was worn out from walking around all weekend, and I came home from the store and took the cats out a little bit. And then I was like, we don't have groceries. So I ran to the store. We had frozen pizza, but we got the good one. We got the nice ones. We got the Newman's own frozen pizza, which was on sale. I like when that one's on sale. And then we got a truffle, mushroom, and cheese pizza as well, which is pretty nice that our grocery store has some pretty nicer kinds of frozen pizzas. That's one thing. Sometimes it's hard to find a lot of things. If you don't want a cheese pizza, sometimes it's hard at certain places. But so we don't have leftovers though. Is what I'm getting to, is that normally when we cook a meal, we at least have leftovers for the next day, and we do not have any leftovers for tonight. So I think I can make spaghetti. We've been trying to stay away from too much of the carbs, but the pizza didn't seem to bother Andrew much last night. So because carbs can affect gout in some people. Everyone's different with it. Carbs, they don't seem to be affecting him too much. So maybe it'll be spaghetti tonight. Kimberly says, I'll work on inventing teleportation. I know, right? Get on that. What's going on? Diane is with us. Hello, Diane. Thanks for joining us. Glad you could be here today. Kimberly says, all this free time I have. I know, right? It's like us. We understand all that amazing free time we get. Yeah. Susan says, Smokey and I are having a slight disagreement over couch space. Y'all both need the couch space. Yeah, it's Andrew and I, we were talking about our furniture and our couches. Our couches are, they are looking like they need to be moved out. They are, all of our furniture is getting a little bit beaten up between, the years that we've had it. I mean, the one couch that I have had since 2004, I think 2004, 2005, something like that. I had this one couch. I got it in New York when I was there, and we've had it for a long time, and it's showing its age. It is also the cats are ensuring that it looks as rough as possible between their loving on it and their clawing it to pieces. The other couch came, it was in the house when we got the house, and we liked it, and the people were like, you can just have the couch. And I'm like, okay. Because the living room, the way it's set up, it's big enough for two couches, and Andrew and I each get our own couch, which makes it a lot easier than trying to figure out how to, set up the living room with with one couch and anything else. Like it's weird. We're not interior designer people, so it was easier just to have a couch on each side when we watch TV. And so, but both of them are starting to like, they're getting the slight dips in them where the springs are going. And so we were talking about that today, and we're like, we need to move these out and move things around. And we have some furniture in our bedroom that we don't really use. And it would be so much better if we just put like bookcases up there or something else. Like we have a lot of dressers and drawers, and we don't really use them all. So we're trying to figure out, we're like, you want to try and recoup some money from them. Like we don't want a lot, but it's like you don't want to get absolutely nothing for them. But at the same point, it's like also if you wait till you can have a yard sale, or then somebody might pay something for them, they're just going to sit there maybe. So we're like, we really need to just get them out, however that happens. So we'll see what's going on. Getting new furniture is not really in the budget right now, but if we can replace a piece here and there over time, and really start kind of putting intentionality behind thinking about it, at least, that's what we're trying to do. Sue says, Kimberly, that would be great, a Doctor Who type TARDIS. I know, right? Kimberly says, I did a cheese tortellini spaghetti dinner last night. It was pretty good. I'll send you the recipe. Please do. Some of y'all have been sending me recipes, and I love it. I haven't tried any of them yet, but I'm collecting them. Susan says, the kitties are adding value by antiquing that couch. I know, right? They think they are. And that's the thing. Like, they are both so old, the couches, that we don't, at this point, we don't care. If they were new, it would be a battle between us and our fur babies most days to try to keep them away from clawing up the couches. But at this point, it's just like, it's one corner of each of the couches. And, they have scratching posts other places, but for whatever reason, that's what they choose to do. So, for us, we don't fight them too much on them, because at this point, the furniture needs to be upgraded anyway at some point. And, they talk about with cats, sometimes that's their security, kind of. Having places they can do that, and when they're nervous. So we try not to fight about it too much. It looks terrible though, but then I saw on Instagram the other day, somebody had a really nice living room, and he also had a cat, and the back of his sofa on the one corner looked just like the corner of our sofa. And I was like, see, they have all nice things, and their sofa still looks like ours. So I felt less bad about it then. But that's, when you live with animals, it's their house too. And, we try to make it as comfortable for them as possible. Like, we don't believe in trying to, chase them off all the furniture and, try to really like keep them away from things. We do try to keep them out of the one bedroom, because it's the room we use for a guest bedroom. And if guests are allergic to cats, or, they may not want cat hair on their pillow, right? So we do try to close that one room, but that is the only room really that's majorly closed off. Other than the basement, only Barnaby gets to go in the basement, sometimes Gertie now. But because we can trust him down there not to eat the plants that aren't supposed to be eaten. Nothing is super poisonous down there, but he knows not to eat those, and we know that he's safe down there by himself. But we don't let the other cats down there, because we haven't spent time with them enough to make sure they know that it's okay and that they'll be okay down there. But we do try, the house is their house too. And we try to make it as comfortable as possible for all of us. And, they are part of the family. and it's not just our house. So we try to take that into consideration. Susan says, we have an old metal frame futon. I want a new mattress and cover plus pillows for it. It's the cat's safe spot when the strangers are in the house. Yeah, that's our cats, thankfully. Everyone except generally Gilbert. Gilbert is very skittish. He likes to, when people come in the house, he generally runs under the bed upstairs in our bedroom. But all the other cats are pretty much kind of getting more and more used to people, and they don't really do a lot of running when people come, thankfully. So they don't need too much of a safe space. But Gilbert, he has the under the bed, so we try and leave most of the under the bed. We have some, those like storage containers where you put sweaters, and mostly they're full of Andrew's old artwork and a few things, but they go under the bed. But other than that, my side of the bed usually stays pretty open because it's very close to a wall, so it's hard to put stuff under there anyway. So Gilbert runs under there, and so we try and leave that open for him. But it's good to have places, I think, like that where they can go and they know that they're safe. Susan's joined us. Hello, Susan. Suzanne has also joined us. Hello, Suzanne. Anna is here too. Hello, Anna. Susan says, Phil also runs under that futon when the tornado sirens are tested. Oh boy. It's good that they have a place like that, right? I think that's always good. I think our fur babies need to feel comfortable, and they need to feel safe. And I know, like, Gilbert runs under the bed to a point that even we would have a hard time getting to him, which is kind of a little not great, because if there were an emergency and we had to grab him real quick, if something were happening and he got scared, it would be harder to get to him. But I think they like to have places where even we can't reach them sometimes, right? I don't know if your cats do that. But if they're scared and they want to be by themselves. At least that's how Gilbert is. And he's always been that way. And so I think it's important that they have places like that. Susan says, this cat cry have now hides from people except my old cat, Rupa. So she takes advantage of people coming over and demands they all pet her. Yeah, most of our cats now have gotten used to people coming over. We've been having more people visit and stay with us lately, and than we have in the past. And that's just because we're trying to, some people are helping us with the studio here. Some people, like Ava, is coming. Remember, everybody, Ava's doing a virtual trunk show with us again soon, so she'll be coming. And we're just having more people, and the cats are getting used to that. When we go away, our friend Susie helps with feeding the cats, so they're getting used to other people coming in and feeding them. My mom sometimes helps with that too. So the girls, we kind of, like, the girls they were born in the city. They they were born in Johnstown, and they were born on a porch, friend's porch. And I think they just, ever since they were born, they used to be a little more skittish when they were really babies. But, like, I'll take them outside, and they'll hear people outside. And the boys, as soon as they used to hear anybody outside, they would come running to the porch. The girls kind of just watch people walk around. They kind of get a little interested in seeing what's going on. So they are very much, they like to take advantage of the attention they can get from company a lot of times now. Gilbert, he still is not great with company. If company is there long enough, if we have a few days with people staying, usually Gilbert will kind of start to warm up. But most of the time, he is hiding. He comes out to eat at night when everybody's sleeping. Let's see here. Suzanne says, Cinnamon runs in my closet, makes a mountain of my t-shirts, and burrows in. That's pretty cute. That is, we do have mostly the closets closed to the cats. But that's also because our closets are like storage. They're not actually closets for the most part. We do use them here and there, but they're mostly storage for stuff and things that we don't want the cats getting into too much. So yeah, that's one thing. They don't do that, but that's really cute. Susan says, that's the bad part. If we have to go into the basement, Phil can be impossible to get out. Yeah. That's with Gilbert. He would be very difficult to get out from under the bed. We have a king-size bed. It barely fits in the room because the room is not big, but we needed a bed big enough for both of us and the cats. And so he runs kind of in the middle of it. So like if we really had to get him, the easiest way probably would to be actually to lift the mattress off and scoot it to the side. And the mattress sits on, I forget what they call them, but they're they're those pieces of wood slats, I guess like a slatted base, and move that aside and kind of scoop him up out of there would be the only way, the easiest way to actually get him if a real emergency was happening, like we had to go to the basement or had to do something like that. Susan says Mookie spends the day either in a closet or in a cabinet. Yeah. Susan says our first cat, Mr. Boots, was the ambassador of our home. He'd go up to any visitor and start talking to them. He didn't like other cats, though. That's cute. That's cute. Susan says my cat Tally was like that. I always said that if he had to get a job, he would be a Walmart greeter, but he was also a caregiver. That's cute. Yeah, Barnaby, Barnaby, even though he's Gilbert's brother, they're a little bit more skittish still, a little bit outside. Barnaby is less so with the girls now. When it was just him and Gilbert, when there was a noise, they'd come running, but he's gotten a little bit used to it with the girls because they're a little bit more fearless. They're also younger. So I think that has a little bit to do with it. But Barnaby is pretty good about taking care of he's kind of the caregiver to some of the girls. Like he kisses them and licks on them and cleans them up sometimes. And they do the same with him once in a while. Not too often, but Gertie likes to take care of the other ones, Tallulah and Ida Bell. She'll often cuddle up with them and kiss on them and kind of take care of them, take care of us. Hello, Marianne. Good to see you here. So yeah, that's cats, right? I have a, sorry everybody, I need to turn on Do Not Disturb. Usually my Do Not Disturb kicks on by now, but for some reason it wasn't turning on, so I'm going to turn it on there. But yeah, a few things I wanted to mention. So Ava Motherwell is coming to visit us pretty soon. So for those of you who have not seen already, we have events set up on Facebook, Facebook and YouTube, and she's coming on September 17th and 18th. We are going to do live broadcasts, trunk shows on both of those days with her. So she will be bringing her vintage German glass. She will be bringing some lampwork glass. She will be bringing her Italian and German polyresins and vintage plastic beads. So we had a lot of fun with her last time, and I am hoping that we're going to have a lot of fun with her again, and hopefully you all will join in on the fun. She is doing a road trip again across the country. I think she said she was going to be hitting Arizona now or soon. I can't remember. But I think we are along the stop, the only virtual trunk show she is doing, at least the only one that's set up, planned that way. So we are not going to have an in-person show. So even though if you are local and you really, really want to see, Maybe we'll find some time to show you some things here at the cottage, maybe. I can't promise that though, because we are only setting this up as a virtual trunk show. But that does mean that if you can't make it to any of her other stops across the country, we're going to be showing you a lot of things. A lot of things. So we hope on the 17th and 18th of this month, you'll tune in to our lives. That's on a Wednesday and Thursday. And then on the 19th, the day after that, is the Creative Make-Along. So we're going to have the Creative Make-Along on that Friday. So it's going to be kind of a week of kind of intense things happening. So Ava's coming to stay. She will be here the 17th and 18th. Please, 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 if you haven't already, please go to the Facebook events. Go to our Facebook page at Allegory Gallery. Go to the event tab and hit the interested or the going on the live events. That will help immensely. The more that Facebook sees people interested in these events, the more that they will put them out and show them to other people. So please go to our event tab and hit the interested button and then hit going, so that you also get notifications about it that way. And so you won't hopefully forget, but put it on your calendars. 17th and 18th, Ava Motherwell Trunk Show with Allegory Gallery. 19th is the Creative Make-Along. For those of you who are always saying that you're missing the Creative Make-Along, you don't know when it is, it's in the event tab. And you can hit that interested in going on that too. And hopefully Facebook will remind you, but you can at least put it in your calendar too. Sue says Tally would somehow manage to get people to follow him to the bathroom and somehow get them to turn the bathtub faucet for him. Nice. Loki is a closet cat, but sometimes he goes under the dresser. Yeah, most of our dressers are not open on the bottom, thankfully. We used to have one that was open in the back, and some of our cats would run behind there and then get under there, and then you could never get them out. You could technically, if you took a drawer out and went down through that way sometimes, but then you had to be very careful that you weren't like going to hit them in the head with the drawer. So it was very not good. Not good. Suzanne says, last time she came to New Orleans, we got 11 inches of snow. Oh, no. Oh, no. Susan says, Ava has an amazing array of stock. Yes, she does. She packs it up. And because we're not doing the physical trunk show like we did last time, and the reason for that is we were going to do some at the store, but the days that she can be here are not days that we are normally open at the store. So we didn't want to have a special day open at the store and hope that people would come up, because that's kind of a waste of time if nobody really remembers or nobody finds out about it. And we know with the way social media and timelines are, it's possible no one would even know. So we are doing it virtually only. So all of her stock is going to come in. We're going to have to look through it and see what we pick out and what we want to show you and what she would like to show you all. So it's going to be fun. It's probably going to be, like a Total Request live kind of thing where we go like for hours and hours now. I mean, we always go for hours on this live, but it's going to be probably 2 days of a really packed show. So we hope you'll tune in, and please tell your friends. This is how Ava is making things happen right now for herself. She is doing these road trips. She is relying on this money to help her continue doing this, to get to her next destination, to be able to stay in hotels and places where she's going. So, some of these stops, I don't know how well she does along the way. Some of the bead stores she's going to are in remote locations or smaller locations. I know that, it was very beneficial for us to do the virtual portion of the trunk show as well. We made nice sales in store. We were thankful for everyone who came, but the virtual portion of it really also helped her. And you're not only helping us when you purchase things from these trunk shows, we get part of it and Ava gets part of it. So it helps both of us. you are not sacrificing, helping us or helping her, or we have a split that works, that we've both agreed to, and it works well for all of us, and it really is beneficial. So it's a great chance to get some of these things. Some of these things you can get on her website. I think some of them she doesn't always have on her website or doesn't always show, and it's always nice to see things on video. So hopefully you'll tune in and we'll have some fun together. And like I said, if you're not near any of the other locations she's at, we are going to be, I think, the only place right now set up to do a virtual trunk show with her. So we will be the place to get her things. And we're gonna have so much fun looking through her stock again. We couldn't help but grab things for ourselves last time too, and I can't wait to see some of the new things she's gotten. She shared some more things in the events today, and so hopefully you'll all check that out and go like the events and all that good stuff. Hit interested, hit going, all that good stuff. Sue says, I have something else that evening, but I hope I will be able to join for the end of the make along. Well, hopefully you'll be able to join the make along, and hopefully you'll all be able to join 17th and 18th for Ava's. Now, these are shows you are going to want to watch live or very quickly afterwards. The 17th, you can do the replay on the 18th, but the 18th, there's pretty much no replay on that for people. You could probably until a little bit later in the evening replay it, but Ava has to leave early on the 19th. She is out the morning of the 19th on to her next destination. So she has to pack up everything on the evening of the 18th. And so we will give it a few hours probably for a replay. Maybe. I mean, by the time the live's over, it's probably going to be pretty late anyway. We're starting at 3 p.m. Eastern time on both those days. So it's an afternoon live, 3 p.m. Probably they'll go, I don't know. I'm guessing they're going to go until at least maybe 7. I'm guessing they're going to be 3 to 4 hours long each. And so, she's going to have to pack up that night and be ready to leave in the morning. So the 17th, you will have a little bit of time to replay. The 18th, if you can possibly watch live, that would be the best. Or at some point during that. I wish we could give you more time, but we can't. She's going to pack up and we have to have everything sorted and ready to be bagged up for people and collected before she leaves early in the morning on the 19th. Kimberly says, I will be there filing returns while I watch. Good. I will definitely join for the trunk show, says Susan. Good. Yeah, they're going to be good. And if you know Ava's stuff, she has a wild array of things. If you don't know Ava's stuff, just you wait. You're going to be amazed and surprised and delighted, like we are every time when we see everything. And of course, we're going to pick out the fun stuff. We're going to pick out the good stuff. So that's going to be good. So that's that. That's what I wanted to talk about there. Let's get into the selling part of this show. I've got about 30 to 40 lots picked out for y'all tonight, and we're going to take a look at them. Hello, Sandra. Thanks for joining us. Let me jump on here. Let me get my email up. Okay. Got that going. And let's see here. Let me get this going too. Move this over here. All right. I think we're good. There we go. How's Sandra today? How's everyone today? What are y'all doing? What's going on? What's happening? Not many people said what they did this weekend. Marianne's gonna be lurking now. Good. Lurk away. and take my drink. Then I'm going to flip the camera around. All right. Let's see here. I feel like every time we go live, I'm at a different location. I can never get used to where I'm at here. There we go. Suzanne says, trying to get my COVID vaccine tomorrow. I know you've had such an issue with that. Needing a prescription for it? It's so wild. Stupid, really. I was going to say stupid, then I tried not to, and I'm like, no, it is. It's kind of stupid. Yeah. Stupid things happening. More and more and more. All right. I think I pulled some fun stuff for y'all today. Let's see here. Let's start with these. We're going to use CDS today. CDs. That's the lot. Oops, let me flip this over here. That's the lot numbers today. To purchase from this video, scrolling down here, take down each lot number, send it to us in an email at info@allegorygallery.com. Of course, please like, subscribe, follow, share, do all that good stuff. So info@allegorygallery.com. Let me put up the header up here too. Forgot that today. Susan says agreed, right? Just stupid stuff. Susan says, my weekend was quiet, spent reading and listening to music. Today was busy with laundry, dusting, and making lunch. What'd you have for lunch? I'm always interested. We talk about food a lot, but it's because I'm always interested in what people are eating. All right. Here's some red aventurine. We had this at $16. I'm going to bring it down to, let's do $12. $12. Red aventurine coins. And get out this, make sure this is working. These are approximately 10 millimeter coins, really exactly 10 millimeter coins. And they are 10 by about 3.5 millimeters. One strand available, red aventurine, which is always more of an orange color than a red, but I love these. Great for the spooky season if you're looking for oranges, right? It's a nice orangey color. Suzanne said we had veggie lo mein for dinner. Ooh, I could go for some of that. The other day, Andrew wasn't here, and I ran to get some groceries, and I got myself some orange chicken, like fake chicken. It was an orange chicken. It came with its own sauce, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to eat this. I'm just going to put it over rice. And then I realized that my heart was beating a little fast that night, and I never looked. I totally was so into having the orange chicken because I love orange chicken that I forgot to see if it has MSG because that affects people with AFib like me. And I totally forgot to check to see if it had MSG in it. And it probably did because my heart does beat a little faster when I have that. So we have these. Let's see, CDS2. Let's do all of these. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. Let's do them for $5. And so the reason that reminded me, because we have a Chinese place near us that I simply love their lo mein. It is so good. And I miss it so much because I think they use MSG. But sometimes I want to have it anyway. And I'm like, maybe I can. Maybe it would be okay. These are these kind of sawdust cloisonne beads. So they're made with like a colored sawdust, but they have the cloisonne wires, and they're piped in and filled in around those wires to create these beautiful patterns. And then these are also I want to say paper mache, but I don't think that's the right word, the right process. These are from the Philippines. And so you get 3 of those, you get 5 of those. CDS2, $5 only for the whole lot. Sandra says, I was working on an order on Sunday and then doing photography for the custom ruby necklace that goes out tomorrow. Nice. Susan says, William, if you want to try a recipe, I'll send you a link for the tomato artichoke and roasted chickpea salad. I also added fresh mozzarella, spinach, onion, cucumber tossed with a red wine vinaigrette. Ooh, that sounds good. Yeah, send me the recipes, y'all. Do not hesitate to send me the recipes. CDS2 has sold. Thank you so much. I'll put that away. Oops, my tag is getting in the back. I need the tag in front. All right. Let's see here. CDS3. These are a set of Cracker Jack charms, vintage Cracker Jack box charms. This is a set of 3. These are these people. These little women. I don't know what they're doing. I'm not quite sure what this is. They're dressed very festively. I want to pretend like they're playing drums or a tambourine, but I don't think that's what they're doing. Maybe they are. I don't know. But I love them. You get all 3 of them, $9 for the set of 3. Whoops. Vintage Cracker Jack charms. Let's see here. CDS4. I have another set of these vintage Cracker Jack charms. This time, they are golf clubs. These are going to be $9 for the 3 of them. CDS4. Vintage Cracker Jack charms. Golf clubs. Do you know a golfer in your life? This is kind of a very whimsical thing. Brings back that nostalgia with the Cracker Jack charms and then these cute golf clubs. 3 of those in that lot for $9. CDS4. Next up, we have some vintage check glass. One, two, 3. I have 4 strands of this available. They're $12 a strand. Vintage check glass that looks an awful lot like carnelian. Looks like carnelian, but is vintage check. And there are 4 of these strands available. They are approximately 8 by 12 millimeters. And let me see here. Let me give you the length of these strands. These are 12-inch strands. 12-inch strands. Vintage check glass. CDS 5, 4 strands available. All right, these are super cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll do these at $4 for the lot. These are a vintage glass. I'm not 100% sure if these are Czech or if they're German or if they're something else. But they're a cool kind of flag. They're drilled all the way through the top, lengthwise drilling. So they could either, like hang like this on a necklace, that you could use them this way, or you can use them, just put a metal through there, loop it on the ends and make them into little pendants. It could be pendants that way. But super cool. I love the colors in these, the blue, the pinks, the greens, and the clear. You get 5 of them in this lot for $4. CDS 6. Sandra says, do you happen to know if you have any 6mm tiger eye? I don't offhand, but send me an email and I can take a look around. That's one of those things. Got to send me an email because I've got to check. I would have to check that. I don't think I pulled any tiger eye for tonight, so I don't have any tonight for sure. But we might have 6mm around somewhere. Are you looking? Also, let me know if you're looking for rounds, faceted rounds, what kind you're looking for. We have a good bit of tiger eye around. Of course, we've been selling a lot of tiger eye. For a long time, we had a hard time selling tiger eye, and now a lot of it is selling. So thank you all for grabbing it. All right, let's see here. CDS 7. These are Czech glass strands. I'm going to do them at $4 each. I have multiples of these. I don't know how many. I'll have to count later. CDS 7 are these Drukes, Czech glass Drukes. These are 8-inch strands of this kind of lavender purple color. And these are about 7.5mm. About 7.5mm Drukes, vintage Czech, CDS 7. Beautiful color. I'm trying to show you on the wood and the gray so you can kind of see the color there. Multiple strands available on those. And that goes for anybody too. Like I said to Sandra, if you are looking for something and we don't have it on the website and you're like, I kind of remember seeing it on live, but I don't know, or you just want to check and see if we've got something, feel free to send us an email and we will check stock for you. Sometimes it takes us a few days to go through things and take a look through everything, but you can always request things from us like that. Just because it's not in our online store, I mean, we have thousands, literally thousands of things in our online store, but that's not all that we have. As you can see, most of the things from all of our lives never have been on the online store. So we obviously have a large collection that is not online. I'm going to put these away. These are the Red Adventurine. CDS 1, only $12 for that strand. I'm going to put CDS 3 away. These are the Cracker Jack charms. And I'm going to put CDS 4 away, the Cracker Jack charms that are the golf clubs. And I'm going to move these over. going to move these over. Okay. CDS8. I have some S-word crystal rivolis. These are, I don't know the S-word colors, but here they are. That's this color. I think there are two different colors in here. You're going to get, and they're two different sizes. So you're going to get these. So two of each, and we're going to put them at $8 for the whole lot. I think that's fair. The green ones are about 12 millimeters, and the green with kind of the AB are 13.8, so almost 14 millimeters. Peridot or Aeronite, says Kimberly. Yeah, one of them, I don't know. Like I said, one of them is, the smaller ones are just green. The other ones, the larger ones, are green with a coating as well. Hello, Cindy. Thank you for joining us. Cindy, I found some of the magnetic hematite finally. Now, the question is, did I put it somewhere with everything going on? I found some though. So now I've got to re-find it and hopefully get you some pictures or sizes of it. We have just sold CDS 8. And Sandra, I did get your email. Thank you. I will take a look. CDS 8 is sold. Where did you go? You would think it would be easy. One moment, everybody. I just dropped one of these. And it's really not like I have... My floor over here is like completely clean. And somehow it still disappeared. Well, I will find it. I will find it later. I just wanted to make sure my chair wasn't going to... It probably... We have this new setup we were talking about, and the benches that we're using, the desks, they're like we were talking earlier, like the cats can go under them. So I'm going to set these aside so I know I got to look for that one. It probably rolled underneath the desk, even though it didn't sound like it did. But I just want to make sure I'm not going to roll over it. It's definitely not here. So don't worry. The person who got that, I will find it for you. Cindy says, okay, thank you. You can message me when you find them again. I know, it's like life is so... I meant to take a picture right when I found them, but we were getting ready for Andrew to leave, and I didn't do it. I should have just done it right then. I was like, aha, I knew I had these. And then that's as far as I got. I believe they are up. I found them up in the office, though, so they should not be too much hard to find again. Okay, next up. Next up, what? Let's see, these were 36. I'm going to bring them down to 28. Can I do that? 28? I guess so. Come on. Paper. Oops, somebody tried to grab CDS 8 again. Sorry, it is already sold. CDS 9 are these beautiful tourmaline chips. It's a whole big strand. This strand is, let's see here, about a 36-inch strand. 36-inch strand of these nice high-quality tourmaline chips. Beautiful colors, nice little chips. These would be great, I think, for earrings. If you wanted to do multi-strand bracelets, like the ones I like to do, adding them in groupings. It'd also just be nice as a bracelet like that. So $28 only. That's a really good deal. CDS 9. The chips on here are generally around close to 4 to 5 millimeters. Some of them go up to about 6 millimeters, but those are the larger ones on there. They're generally 4 to 5 millimeters. One strand available. Tourmaline chips, CDS 9. Ooh, this is nice. Smoky quartz. Smoky quartz, we had this at $32. I'm going to bring it down to $26. Beautiful smoky quartz. And what size are these? These are 8 millimeter faceted rounds. Really nice quality smoky quartz. 8 millimeter faceted rounds. $26 for the strand. One strand only. Look at that color in some of these. Whew, so nice. Not dyed, natural smoky quartz. $26 for the strand. One strand available. CDS 10. We had this at $14. I'm going to bring it down to $12. We have a few of these. There's about 6 of them in there. I have to make sure, but this is a vintage check glass. Really interesting color with the blue and black. It's table cut on the edges. Table cut, and the size, I'm going to do it this way because that's how they're actually drilled, about 11 millimeters, 10.5 to 11 millimeters, and lengthwise they're about 10.5. Really cool vintage check. Not a design we see very often. I think we had it in this blue, and I think we had it in at one point in like kind of a tiger eye kind of brown animal print, kind of like that color. But that's it. CDS 11. In one moment, I'm going to remind Andrew, I think he has to leave soon. I'll be right back, Joe. Okay, sure. I know you're all talking and you're like, don't get caught up. Okay. Okay. Susan says, I have CDS 11 in red. Did you get it from us? I don't remember having red. That's cool. Sandra says, I can't believe what I did tonight. I went to sit in the chair in the dining room, and the chair rolled out from underneath me. I'm already in PT, and this is not what I needed to fall on the floor. You better be careful. What are you doing? Don't get rolly chairs. Rolly chairs are dangerous. Hope you're okay. You need to get yourself some feet on your chairs. That's I have this rolly chair for the live, and you don't know how many times on the live I've almost fallen and broken my butt. Many times. Let's just say that. She says, yep, got it from AG. So we had this in red, apparently. I don't remember the red. The red would be nice. That would be nice. I love this blue, though. I think it's such a pretty color. Really cool look. I love how they string up together. And I think on a bracelet, like, look how, if you get them all going that way, right? Get them all going the same way. Or not. I think it's so pretty. And I love that they're table cut. That's why they're a little bit more expensive. You know, when they table cut things, oftentimes the price does go up. Susie says the blue check is so pretty, isn't it? Okay, let me put away this check glass here, the carnelian-like check glass. It looks so much like carnelian. Like I had to look at it, but it has some bubbles in it. Like you can see a bubble in the glass right there, so you know it's not real carnelian, but it does look just like carnelian to me. I'm gonna put 5 away. I'm gonna put 6. Nobody wants these? I'm kind of really surprised at that, honestly, because I think these are so much fun. I really love, you know, sometimes I get surprised by the things that don't sell. We sold 1 of 11. Thank you so much. Still have a few of those available. Nobody wants these. Nobody? No takers on those? What? They're so fun. CDS6. Sandra says, I took an anti-inflammatory and a muscle relaxer as soon as I did it to hopefully offset what I did. I don't think I broke anything, so that's. I hope you didn't break anything. Oh, Sandra. Girl, you got to be careful. I'm going to put these away. The droops. Susie says, no rolly chair, Sandra, or throw rugs, right? Danger, danger. Move these over. Y'all got to take care of yourselves. Be careful. Be careful. Sandra says, I do feel a few more pulled muscles, so that's not good. I'm going to take it easy tonight, hence laying in bed and watching this. Good. Lay in bed, relax. Do not overdo it. All right. We ran these one other time. I have no idea, honestly, why more of these didn't sell. Andrew only put $7 on them. I'm going to do that again because I can't do less than that on these. But I'm going to try them again. Maybe people didn't see them. These are little luxury bead blends he put together of carved bone and wood and glass and just a mix of things. Like there's some, looks like some tagua nut. There's a the rattan with the resin over it. There's some stones in there, carved bone. There's some fetishes in there. These are so fun. Kimberly says, did I get one of those? I don't remember. I don't know, Kimberly. Let me see. I might have. Oh, I do. Sometimes I keep the old numbers. The old numbers. I think. Let me see if I can pull up the spreadsheet. You did not get one of those last time. No, you did not. I'm trying to see who actually did. Oh, I know who did. So not you, Kimberly. We've sold one of these so far. Thank you so much. And here are the other two. So you'll get one of these that I'm showing you if you order these. Super cool, super fun. They're all different. So what you get in them is going to be different. You might not get, I think only one of them has like the rattan ball, but this one has like this large gemstone in it. So they're all different. And Andrew packed them nice and big for you. I'm going to leave one out here for you to see, but there they are. And I can't believe that we only sold one last time, which is crazy. But they are available, and we're selling some today. We've sold 3 of them so far, so we've only got one left. Grab that quickly if you want to grab onto that. Really good price. $7. Normally our luxury bead blends are like 12 now, but I think because these are bigger pieces in here, he didn't want to charge 12, even though it's totally worth 12. Yeah. CDS 13. And that's why, like I hate showing the same things over or over too many times, but really people don't always see them every time. Or maybe you're not ready for it, or maybe you bought enough that night and now, got to run them through again. But we do try and mix it up. You know that. We try and mix everything up a lot. This was $20. I'm going to bring it down to, let's bring it down to 15. $15. Oh, we just sold the last 12. Thank you so much. I'm going to put those away so that they don't confuse anybody else. Sold, done, and done. They're in this gigantic bag. I'm like, do I have a smaller bag that I can put these in? Just a slightly smaller bag? Not really. Yes, I do. Let's do that because this bag's a little bit wild. Oh, excuse me, everybody. I'm feeling chilly. It's a little bit chilly here. I don't know what it's like for all of you out there. But I've been wearing a sweater around, to be honest with you. You probably saw me in it. I've been wearing this cardigan for days because it's been chilly. I've been so chilly. It's like 57 out there now. 69 was the high today. It was warm when I was out with the cats earlier. 57 right now. Low 43. 43 degrees. That's wild. CDS 13 is this strand of these garnet pebbles. Beautiful garnet pebbles. They were $20 for the strand. Now that I'm looking at them, I probably shouldn't have brought them all the way down to 15 because that probably shouldn't go past 18 ever. That's a nice garnet strand, but I'll do 15 for y'all since I already did it. Sometimes I should look at these things under the light before I do them, price them. Because, you know, it does depend on clarity, color, all that. These are about 5 millimeters by about 7. And let me see the size of this strand. The size of this strand is a 14-inch strand. Oftentimes our garnets are about 14-inch strands. CDS 13, 1 strand available. Susie says it was low 90s today and rainy. Oh my goodness. We haven't been in the 90s in like weeks now. I'm not unhappy about that. This is the weather I like. When I get to wear a cardigan or throw on a sweater, that is my kind of weather. Like, I'm not complaining that I'm chilly. I am chilly. My feet are really cold right now. It's because the cottage hasn't warmed up in a while because it's been dropping at night and we've not turned on the heat. We don't want to turn on the heat because that seems ridiculous to do right now. But it's a nice working temperature if you're moving around. But when I'm just sitting still in here, I'm a little chilly. Diane says it's 75 here, 90 tomorrow. Suzanne says we had 80s with the low humidity. 80s and low humidity is not bad, right? That's pretty good. I don't know what it's supposed to be tomorrow. How was that moon for everybody? Did you go out and see the full moon last night? I think it's the corn moon. It's nice and big moon last night. Tomorrow we're going up to 71. We're not going to get out of the 70s for the next like week and a half. We're going to be in the 70s, which is so delightful. Mostly all sunny, some cloudy days next week, but this weekend, next week, all sunny this week, 70-degree days. That is perfect. Like, even if it gets humid, it's not going to be too bad. But I hope it doesn't get too humid. Cindy says, I have to go. Have a great week. And William, when you find them, message me. I will, Cindy. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great night. Blood moon, I think, says Sandra. I thought it was a corn moon. Let's see. What moon was it? I don't know where I heard corn moon. Yeah, September's full moon, corn moon, given by Native American tribes. Others include the harvest moon, though sometimes that one's in October, it says. Falling leaves moon, that's pretty, and autumn moon. Oh, here we go. There we go. Wonder when the blood moon is, because I know that is a thing too. When is the blood moon? Blood moon 2025. So blood moon and the corn moon, it's the same thing. Oh, stop. Flipped again. Stop. Okay. Flipped again. So blood moon because it was red. Corn moon because it's in September. My mom says they called it a blood moon because there was an eclipse. Yeah, we couldn't see it here in North America, apparently. But there was an eclipse. All right, where am I at here? What's going on? Let me get back to where I'm doing. Okay, where am I? What's happening to me? All right, this was $75. I'm going to bring it down to the lowest we've ever done, $58. There's only one of these left. One of these left. This is a strand of petrotourmaline. Petrotourmaline. Beautiful petrotourmaline, high quality stones. You can see the clarity in those stones, very clear. not like not smoky, not cloudy, very clear, high quality petrotourmaline. Beautiful color on these. One strand available. This one is already done up. Look at that. Look how clear. This strand is already done up on the sterling. So this is a sterling lobster claw. You can see the 925 right there. Ooh, you can actually read it this time. Look at that. Good camera. 925 sterling and sterling chain. So you can give this as a gift just like this. You can wear it just like this if you want to. Or the prices we sell it at, we're selling it as it's being a strand of gemstones, not a finished piece of jewelry. If we were selling it as a finished piece of jewelry, you know how retail does, it would be a lot higher than this. Right now, we've got one of those left. These stones are approximately 4 millimeter faceted stones. Sandra says, I think I got those. I don't know. I don't know if you did. Let's see. Let's see if I can tell or not. Depends how far back, because we have shown these, I think, a few times. You did, Sandra. You did. You got these last time we showed them. Got one left. CDS 14. $58. Lowest price ever. Definitely will not be that price if I keep them. This is a strand. I have a strand of andalusite that's similar to this that I have set aside that I don't think I'm ever going to show again because I just want to keep it. And this is another one that I think if it doesn't sell this time, I'm really into this brown and deep green. Like that's my colors right now. Deep green is always my color, but this kind of brown ambery, when we're coming into the fall, y'all, and I think if it doesn't sell tonight, I think that's going to get set aside for me because I love petrotourmaline. We don't get petrotourmaline very often. We were actually Andrew had some vintage petrotourmaline, and for the longest time, we were not seeing petrotourmaline anywhere. And our supplier had this the last time we did the Tucson shopping, and we were like, give us that. Because we do not see petrotourmaline very often, and it's such beautiful color in those stones. So if it doesn't sell, I'm actually okay with that because I think I'll keep that strand. I may just keep that necklace as is. I may restring it. I may actually turn it into a bracelet or multiple bracelets for myself because, I mean, look, if I can get it on, right? Look at that. Ooh, look at it glowing. And everyone's gonna be like, where'd you get that? And I'm gonna be like, I made it. I got it from me. Okay, anyway. Anyway, CDS. You know I don't keep anything unless I've given it enough chances to sell through. And I've given this enough chances to sell through. Sandra got hers, right? Next up, granditerite. We're doing that amazing price on granditerite again. I think last time we showed this to you, Sandra talked about how this was an amazing price. She had just bought some at like 3 times that price or something, or saw it at 3 times that price. This is granditerite, smooth rondelles. in this ombre effect. If that's what you want to call it. I guess that's kind of what it is. CDS 15. And these are 4mm smooth rondelles, only $45 a strand. We've got 2 strands that I can price like that left. And who knows the next time we ever get this in, what that price will be. But we've got 2 more strands I can price at $45 each for you all tonight only. Granditerite. That's it. 2 left. Once they're gone, that price is gone, gone, gone. All right, let me put some of these things away. Susie says, what's the size of the tourmaline? The Petro tourmaline is 4mm. 4mm, yes.
Danny's leaving.
Bye.
So show the projects that you made.
Yeah, let's see what you made. Hold on, let me flip my, let's see here.
All right, Andrew taught me how to powder coat on copper. And we did an ombre.
Check those out.
Aren't those fun?
Those are super fun colors.
Yeah, I think those will be really cool. And then a pendant.
And then a pendant.
Say the technique again, Spog.
Sgraffito.
Sgraffito pendant.
I almost said Spog, I got it.
Oh, delicious.
Yum.
So the sgraffito is actually a ceramic technique, and usually what they do is they put a coat of a different slip on top.
Very cool.
And then when they scratch away the top coat of the slip, it reveals the bottom clay, the base clay. And I was going to run off with my apron on.
I'm going to say, you going to leave with that?
Maybe. It's very flattering, an apron. All right.
All right, I'll see you in a few hours.
Bye.
See you. Good to meet you. Come back soon. Fine. I'm going to put these away. Wasn't that cool? Just learned how to do that in just the few little bit of time that she was here, which is super cool. Powder coating is such a fun thing, and there's so much you can do with it. If you ever get to take a class with Andrew, highly recommend it, because there's really, like, the nice thing about powder coating is that you can get started for very, very little money, and you can do it at home. The way Andrew teaches it, you can do it at home, do it in your home studio. All you need a toaster oven, you need some powder coating materials, but it's really a simple process. I mean, it can be a simple process. It's simple to get started, and you can do so much with it. All right, let's see here. Where are we at here? CDS16. Kimberly said, super cool. Norma says, I recommend Andrew's powder coating too. Thank you, Norma. Yeah, Norma had a lot of fun. Have you done much since, Norma? Have you tried to get a home setup going? I don't know if you've had a chance to do that yet. Sandra says, what is 13? 13 garnets, Sandra, garnets. Beautiful garnet pebbles. $15 only for the whole strand. It's a 14-inch strand. Next up, this was 22. I'm bringing it down to 20. This is a turquoise pendant drilled across the top. Sandra says, me too, Norma. right? Sandra knows. Have either of you set up your own home setups yet for powder coating? It's really fun. 30 millimeters by about 40 and a half. Turquoise pendant, one of them available. Norma says, I need to get a fire safe set up in my back room so I can do it at home. I really want to do more. Yeah, all you need is a toaster oven. And you can powder coat anything pretty much. You can even powder coat paper because paper burns at a lower or at a higher temperature than you need to set the powder coat. So you can technically powder coat paper if you wanted to because it doesn't burn in the toaster oven. It's incredible what you can do with it and the fun you can have with it. Andrew has done found objects, and he's powder coated things. He's powder coated pretty much trash on the street and turned it into found object art and jewelry. It's so cool. Norma says, my back room is still too full yet with boxes from my parents to have space. That makes sense. Yeah, I know. It's not much heat, but it's, you don't want to risk that. I get it. Totally get it. All right. Next up, I'm going to do these at $4. I've got 3 of them available. CDS 17 are these very large African glass beads. These are the recycled African glass done on the cassava root. That's how the hole is done. And these are in this kind of root beer brown recycled glass color. Large African glass beads, $4 each, 32.2 by 26.3 millimeters approximately. I've got 3 of them available, $4 each. I can't wait till some of y'all get your powder coating setups going because Norma, you really ran with that. You really ran with that, and it was good to see. And I want to see you do more. And Sandra, I want to see you doing more. That's why you took the class, right? To do more with it. Do more, more, more. Always more. CDS 18. Oh, isn't that weird? We just sold 16 twice. So bizarre how that happens. It's been sitting here for a while, and then 2 emails come in, sent almost the exact same time. 2 of y'all decided to try and claim that at the same time, but it is now sold to one of you. Thank you so much. Norma says, I love the powder coating. Yeah, it's just such a fun technique, and there's so much you can do with it. You get so creative with it. I can't wait to be able to have some time to do it myself too. I started playing around. I showed y'all some of those gold foil ones that I was playing with, and I really want to make a series out of those. I don't know if I want to do, my thing is I don't know if I want to do a set of finished jewelry or just sell them as components. I'm not sure what people will want more and what I want to do more of, but I don't know. Kimberly says, wish there could be a virtual class. Maybe someday, maybe. The thing is though, is with safety, because there is some safety involved, and it's hard to, kind of express the safety issue and kind of make sure everyone's doing it safely, having a virtual class. But You know, it's still something that Andrew's teaching around at craft schools around the area, and I think that's why he's not really focusing on doing a virtual class on it yet. These are pearls, beautiful vintage freshwater, these golden delicious bronzy pearls. 1 strand available. These are approximately 6.5 millimeters. 1 strand. These are, it's a 16-inch strand. $14 only. 1 available. Sandra says the prep work was a lot. The prep work, kind of, powder coating is much less than enameling, though. Powder coating prep work can be pretty much scrubbing your metal down with like Dawn and isopropyl alcohol. It's the enameling that is definitely much bigger in the prep category. The prep work for enameling, you definitely have to make sure all the stuff is super clean. It's much more finicky. Powder coating, a little bit less. Powder coating, not as bad. Norma says the back room is carpeted. I need a metal surface for the toaster oven and a hard surface to cover a few feet of the floor. That would make sense, yes. Oh, we just sold 18. Thank you so much. Oh, Sandra said like the sawing, etc. Well, you don't have to saw if you buy your metal in the forms that you want it in, right? So, you know, you can get metal already cut into shapes so that you can do less prep. You can also send off shapes to be cut and pre-cut for you. So places like Rio, you can get pendant shapes, you can get rounds, you can get ovals, you can get squares, I think, diamond shapes. You can get some shapes already pre-done. But then there are also services like Andrew uses to send his designs away and have them cut out into shapes. So you can, you know, we showed you how to do the sawing because we want you to see what the process is. But there are ways that you can get around that too. Remember, so I didn't mind the prep as long as I can cut rather than saw my shapes. Yeah, you can cut with the scissors, right? Got those beautiful shears that you can cut with. The metal shears are pretty nice. Pretty nice. These were $2 each, so they were $8. I'm going to bring this down to $1 a bead. Angela, hello, Angela. Nice to see you here, Angela. We were just talking about, because I know you always miss out on the Creative Make-Along. It's coming up on the 19th. Put it on your calendar now, Angela. The 19th. Creative Make-Along. These are these vintage Chinese ceramics in the blue and white. These are these, they look like talking fish having a conversation. Doing the lot of them, 4 beads, $4. Normally these are like $2 a bead for this size, but $1 each, $4. There you go. I think those are the last of the talking fish we've got. CDS 20. I know we ran this the one day, and we sold a number of these. I've only got 2 left. We normally do these at 15. I'll do them for 12 for y'all. We only got 2. These are the white topaz. White topaz microfaceted rounds. White topaz microfaceted rounds. And these are 2 millimeters. 1.8 approximately. 2mm microfaceted white topaz. Very rarely do we have white topaz, so I think those are kind of fun. $12 only, 2 strands available. I think these are generally about 14. No, usually about 13. Yeah, these are 13-inch strands. Microfaceted are usually about the same. 13-inch strands. Microfaceted white topaz. All right, CDS 13. I'm going to put that away. That's the garnets. Beautiful garnets. Only $15 for that strand. Let's see here. I'm going to put away the Petro Tourmaline CDS 14. I'm not going to show that too hard, because that's going to be mine. And I'm going to also put away, let me find the bag, the granditerite. I will probably steal myself a strand of this at this price. I'm not probably even going to find it any less expensive than that for myself to buy. And I love that color. Granditerite, $45 a strand, 2 strands available. I didn't even put that on there. Put that on there so I do the spreadsheet right for later in case anybody grabs those. Let's see here. I don't know what granditerite. Let me what the benefits of granditerite are. Let's see here. It's not every day you get a chance to work with such a powerful and rare stone, says this site. Manifestation energies pull you into the direction of what your heart truly desires. Granditerite opens your mind's eye and shows the benefits of making the final leap. The throat, third eye, and heart chakra become linked together when working with granditerite. The trifecta gives your heart and mind the opportunity to freely communicate with each other. Clear channel of thought can help you make concrete decisions that are best for your future. Creating your own reality requires confidence and determination. So that is what granditerite is good for. I had no idea. I'm all about manifestation, and I have not kept a strand of the granditerite, so it looks like I will be definitely keeping a strand of that around for myself. I really need to look up these stones sometimes before I just try to sell them, because some of these I should definitely keep. So that is granditerite. That's immensely powerful. I had no idea. CDS 21. Okay, CDS 21, $14. Are these strands of the eye beads. Andrew sometimes uses these in his creatures that he makes. They're also good. They're in the good Nazar beads, keeping away the evil eye. You get a whole strand of these. They're 9.5 millimeters. Whoa, whoa. Suzanne says, like Unakite, doesn't look like much, but very powerful. Yes, powerful stones. And granditerite is one that I do not see very often. They're right that it seems more rare. It's coming more into fashion. People are starting to see it more. But like this year, or was it this year or last year, was the first year we had ever really had the option to purchase it in any way that was, that we could sell it for a decent price. And it is really pretty. If you like that tealy color. And the camera flipped again. Yeah, Unakite, very powerful stone too. Wish my camera would stop doing that. It's making me a little bit crazy. CDS22. All right. I found another strand of this. I really do think this is the last strand. This is vintage ocean jasper. Vintage ocean jasper. And these are these cylinder beads. I've got one strand left. You do not see patterns in ocean jasper like this much anymore. I know some of you, many of you have been following us for a while. We got these strands a few years ago. And every once in a while, I don't know how, every once in a while another strand pops up. We only bought, I feel like we only bought a very limited number of these, but when we did see them, we bought the entire stock that the vendor had because they are just that beautiful. Like Andrew was like, you do not see these kind of patterns in ocean jasper these days. And so this is vintage ocean jasper. This is the one strand we have left. What you see is what you'll get. Beautiful color. Beautiful patterning. These stones are approximately 18.5 by about 13. And this is the last strand, I believe, of this. And this is a 16-inch strand of this beautiful vintage ocean jasper. $28. That really should be a lot more. 32 is like a gift price. 28 is even better for that. But there you go. One strand, last one. Pretty much selling it off. $28. CDS 23. This is a nice little strand of a dyed agate, but a really pretty one. Dyed in like an amethyst color. Deep dark purples, faceted rounds, I think they're 6mm. Yeah, 6mm. One strand available. CDS 23, $12 for the strand. Okay. Oh, if it keeps doing this, I'm going to have to do something. I don't know. What can I do? I don't know. All right, I'm going to put away the African large beads. CDS 17, we still have those available, 3 of them. $15, $13, $15, $17, $18. Where did 16? Did I miss 16? $12, $13. There's 16. 16 was that. All right, here we go. Wrong order. Let's see here. We just sold 19. That's the ceramic here. So let me put that away. Thank you so much for grabbing that. CDS 19 has sold. Convenient because I was just about to take it away. CDS 20, that's the white topaz. We've got those still available. 21, the eye beads, the Nazar beads. 22, the ocean jasper, vintage, beautiful ocean jasper. And the 23, the dyed agate. That's the word, dyed agate. All right, CDS 24. All right, we had these at 38. I'm gonna bring this, I only have 1 strand of these left. Let me see what I can do on this. Let me check. The lowest we've ever done is 32. I'm gonna come down to 28. 28, 1 strand left. This is a garnet. Garnet drops in these kind of shard-like, I call them shards. They look like broken glass pieces kind of to me, but in garnets. Super cool. None of them are exactly the same, but a really cool strand. 39 grams, or carats. Usually that's in carats. So there's 1 strand of these left that we've got. We've sold a number of them already. And I think they are super cool. Garnets. 38 down to 28 for that last strand. Off it goes, hopefully to a new home. $28 only. Grab it now if you like a deal. CDS 25. Oh, we just sold 22. Thank you so much. That's the last of the last. I think that's the very last strand of the ocean jasper. And I see it got bought up by somebody who does seem to love it. So thank you for grabbing that. It's a good last strand price on those. One, two, let's do this. Do this at $6. CDS 25, $6 for these glass beads, foil glass. In the greens and purples or pinks, it's like tourmaline. Reminds me of tourmaline, watermelon tourmaline, with some black tourmaline around, right? But these would be great to mix with your tourmaline beads. Add some foil glass with your tourmaline. CDS 25. And it says, when you find them, you have to get them, not the same quality any longer. For the ocean jasper, no. You know, I know you have some of this. You know these are superb quality. And you do not see that like that anymore. Ocean jasper does not look like that anymore. CDS 26. These at 12. I'll bring them down to 10 because we did a discount on them the other day. And I didn't have these ones, I don't think. These are the Star of Ishtar check glass. I don't know if I had these strands or not the other day, but found this one in this stash. This is the green with the pink and a glossy finish. Star of Ishtar, $10 for the strand, down from 12 because we did a 20% discount the other day, so I'll drop it down to 10. Not quite the same, but close. 14 millimeters on those. One strand available. CDS 26. Oh, we just sold 25. Thank you so much. Those tourmaline foil glass beads just sold. Appreciate that. CDS 27. Pulled this. This is a Harry Wood piece. We had it at 14. I'll bring it down to 12. CDS 27. It's from Harry Wood. It's one of his ceramic pendants. And that's a pumpkin. It's hollowed out in the back, so it's very light. It's got the bail attached. For those of you who want to make Halloween or fall jewelry, awesome pumpkin, $12 only. We just sold 26. Thank you so much. Let me put that one away. It's the Star of Ishtar beads. Move 27 down. Wow, what a price on this. $12 only. CDS 28. Can't go any lower than this. This is sterling. This is a sterling charm or pendant. It's the snake wrapped around the skull. Sterling silver, 925. It's stamped in the back. Only one of these left. This is an old price, y'all. 10 millimeters by 21. Old price in sterling. This company does their charms by weight of the metal. So the more sterling in it, the higher the price. Right now, that price would be a lot more than that because prices have only gone up since then. If you can even get this design, I don't know. But $12, keeping that old price for y'all. One of those available. This is another Harry Wood pendant. CDS 29. This is the skeleton. Beautiful back you did on that too. Glazed the back up and everything. Nice and thin. Nice and light. That could even that's so light that could be an earring. That's really how light that is. 30 millimeters by 50, we'll say 56. One of those available. CDS 29. We just sold 28. Thank you so much. That's the sterling silver piece. Over. Let me see here. I'm going to put away the white topaz. Nobody has grabbed those. CDS 20. White topaz, 2 millimeter microfaceted round strands. Let's see where this goes. Okay. And 21, the Nazar beads, those are going away. Still available. $14 only. Oh, we just sold CDS 6. Thank you so much. Those are those pink, blue, and green little triangle beads that I couldn't believe were still available. So they're not anymore. So thank you so much for grabbing those. I'll move this over. It's the dyed agate. The garnet glass shards is what they look like to me. And the Harry Wood 2 pendants. Okay, these are $8 each, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them available. These are very high quality from Andrew's private stock, labradorite drops. Very nice, faceted. They are flat backed. They're drilled, top drilled. Beautiful labradorite drops. High quality, $8 per drop, and 6 of them available. They're each different. They're all hand cut. That one, even the back glows. Beautiful labradorite drops. These are about 20 millimeters by about 10.5. 6 of them available, $8 each only. Those you could make some really nice earrings with and sell them at a much, much higher price. If you make and sell jewelry, that is. CDS 30, 6 available. This is from Andrew's private collection. How y'all doing out there? Who's out there with me still tonight? Who's hanging in there? He's at 12. I'm going to drop them down to 8 for you all. CDS 31, $8. Vintage freshwater pearl strand. Dyed in this kind of garnety ruby red / purple color. Beautiful berry color. Suzanne's here. Norma's still here. Thank you all for hanging out. It's gotten quieter in the comments. Our numbers have dropped. That's what happens if the comments get low. I notice that the numbers drop. That's why we always ask. Keep commenting, y'all. Kimberly says, I'm still here. Love that color. Isn't it pretty? Only $8 for the strand. 4 millimeters. 4 millimeter vintage freshwater pearls, $8. Susan's here. Hello. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for hanging out still. Let me put these. Oops. Come on. Susie's here. Hello, Susie. I'm going to put 23 away. Still available, unsold. I'm going to put the fancy garnets away. Really? Don't want that for like blood drops or fangs for Halloween? Those would be great fang beads, I think. Let's put those away. 24 here. And move these down. Give you the length of this strand. Let me give you the length of this strand. It's about a 14-inch strand. 14-inch strand of the freshwater pearls. $8. All right. Do these for 12. These are a small size of the shell beads. We've had some larger ones before. I don't know if we've done the small ones before or not. I found one of these strands around. These are a hollow shell. Beautiful colors. Got those rainbows in them. Vintage strand. They look like, it looks like origami that's been puffed up. Did you used to make? I used to make origami stuff, and some of the projects you made, you had to blow air into them, and then the paper inflates. That's what these remind me of. Kimberly says, I love these. I do too. And they're such a nice little size. Like these are 7.5 by 21. This is a small size. I don't know if we've had them this small before or not. I know we had 2 different larger sizes. 1 strand available, $12. Norma says, I've been mostly lurking, trying to figure out a bracelet design my friend wants me to make for her mahjong friends using some little tiles. Oh, nice. Well, if if y'all have questions about how to do things or want suggestions, that's what the Allegory Gallery Design Challenges group is really good for. So if you ever have questions, or want some suggestions, feel free to post your questions in the Design Challenges group. That's what we're all there for, is to help one another, right? So feel free to always use that group for suggestions. All right, this is the lowest price I've ever done on this strand. Suzanne says, I've been playing around with designs. Nice. Kimberly says, I'm with you, Norma. I am drawing out a back necklace for my niece for her wedding. Suzanne says, I've posted questions there. I know. And usually it's pretty helpful, I think, right? I think most people get some pretty good help there in that group. This is a vintage strand of beautiful carnelian faceted nuggets. I love this strand so much. I love the color of this carnelian. It's a beautiful orangey color, bright, juicy, and I love this shape, this kind of faceted lozenge shape. So pretty and so unique, not something you see every day. This is a vintage strand of carnelian. Was $42, lowest price I've ever offered it, $36 for the strand. Sparklies just came aboard. Thank you for being here. Welcome. What is the color of 31? Sorry, moved on. That's okay. We can go back. This is, I call it Berrylicious, but I don't know what the actual color would be because these are vintage strands, so I don't know what they would have called that color. But this is the color. I'll show you again. We don't mind going back and showing again. Beautiful color is what that is. Berrylicious. This is a strand of vintage freshwater pearls. It is a 14-inch strand, and I forget the size, about 4mm pearls. $8 only. If you'd like to claim anything from this video, take down the lot number, for example, CDS31. Put that in the subject line of an email. Address that email to info@allegorygallery.com and hit send. That's how you claim. If you are new, please also provide us with your shipping address so that we have that. We invoice at the end of most evenings, sometimes the next day, depending on how late we stay up. But generally the end of the evening, I do the spreadsheeting and invoicing via Square. All right, Sparklies, is your name Gina? Everyone's saying hi, Gina. I'm guessing that's your name. Well, welcome. And this one, let me get you the size. This is a vintage strand of carnelian, 16-inch strand. And these are about 9, I'll say 10mm by about 20mm. Yes, well, hello, Gina, welcome. I see some of our friends already know you out there. All right, I'm going to put the pendant by Harry away. That's CDS 27. Artisan Ceramic Pendant by Harry Wood. And I'm going to put his other pendant away as well. Maybe. If I can get the bag open. CDS 29. $14 only. Kimberly says, Gina is fabulous. We like fabulous people. We're glad you're here, Gina. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Hopefully you'll hang out with us more. We like to keep the fabulous people. Right? Let's see. I just sold 33. Thank you so much. That is the carnelian. Put that away. Sold out. What am I on here? 34. Whoa, sorry everybody. Knocking you all around. CD, that's not right. Helpful if I could write CDS 34. Let's do this. This is $4. Make it super easy. $4, CDS 34. This is vintage Chinese ceramic. This is a pendant, kind of in the shape of one of the coins, right? Vintage Chinese ceramic, 1 available. Kind of cool, especially if you have some of the other blue and white vintage Chinese ceramic we have. Really cool piece. And this is about 1 3/4 inches. I'll do that one in inches. 1 3/4 inches. $4 only, 1 available. We have a set of 2 Kazuri beads. I'm going to sell them at $5 for the set of 2, which is, I think, a really good price. Kazuri beads, African Kazuri. You can get both of them for $5. Generally, these are about 22 by 23 millimeters. African Kazuri, $5 for the pair. Not really a pair, set of 2. They don't really match, so I don't like to call them a pair. But they match enough. If you did them as asymmetrical earrings, that would be kind of pretty cool, actually, I think. The colors are similar enough. They'd make a nice asymmetrical pair of earrings, I think. CD, oh, forgot the S. CDS 36. What's next? What do I want to show y'all? $35 has just sold. Thank you so much. Whoa! Whoa! So clumsy tonight. I don't know what's going on. That's me. What can I say? I say I don't know what's going on. I know. It's me. I'm the problem. It's me. $5. CDS 36 are these vintage check table cut beads. 1 strand available. Only $5 for the strand. These are approximately 11.5 by 12.5, 13. Susie says, love the Kazuri beads, right? We do too. Every once in a while, we find them in our stash. Put them up here. $5 for both. That's a good deal. CDS 36, $5. Remember, if you'd like to purchase, Gina says, I'll take it. You have to purchase by sending us an email. It's the only way we accept claims, because if everyone just said, I'll take it, we don't know what it is. And then also, our comments come in from various places. So some people come in on YouTube, some people come in on Facebook, and they don't always line up by time. So when everyone sends us an email, we get a timestamp, and it's super easy to know who got what. And if people watch a rewatch, oftentimes the way that things happen on Facebook now is if you do a rewatch, and let's say we didn't invoice for these right away tonight, or somebody started watching right now, their rewatch could actually show up in the comments before other people. So just send us an email, info@allegorygallery.com, and that's how you can grab the goodies. It's the only way we accept claims. And also, if you're new, if you don't know Ava Motherwell, or maybe you do, on September 17th and 18th, our lives are going to be all about Ava Motherwell and her collection. So make sure you tune in. Those are a special trunk show. Ava's coming to visit us, and she's going to bring her assortment of vintage Italian, German resin beads, as well as modern Italian and German resin beads, as well as her vintage lamp work and Western German vintage beads. It's going to be a great 2 days of trunk show from Ava. So that's September 17th and 18th. Make sure you put it on your calendar. We just sold 36. Thank you so much. That email came through for 36. All right. What's next? 37. That's what's next. CDS 37. I don't know what it's going to be yet. We had this at 16. I'll bring it down to 12. $12. What the heck? Let's try and sell it tonight. I believe this is undyed magnesite. Undyed magnesite. Beautiful color. I love to see this stone undyed, because normally you don't see it in its form in white, with these beautiful gray. Normally they dye it because it takes color so well and it can look like turquoise, but I love it as it is. It's a beautiful stone. This is a 10 millimeter round strand. It is a 16-inch strand, and it is only $12. It's a vintage strand. We've just sold 31. That's the pearls. Thank you so much. Let me take those off the table. Brandy Michelle Designs just joined us. Hello. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate it. That's a new name to us, I think. We haven't seen you on the live before. Always appreciate when new people come in. And thank you all who are with us, who share our videos so that the new people can find us. We do a live show every weekday, generally 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, but sometimes we go live at 3 p.m. Eastern time, especially on Wednesdays, because I do pottery on Wednesday nights. And so we often go in the afternoon then. So since we have some new people, let's go over how to claim again. We're very high tech. We're very high tech here. We use paper for lot numbers. So the papers have a lot number. This is CDS 30, for example. And CDS 30, these are CDS lots, all of them tonight. We generally do 30 to 40 lots every night. That's Monday through Friday. And we give you the price each. This is always price per each. And then this number down here tells you how many of them we have available. So I have these out, for example. These are these high quality labradorite drops. And they're $8 a piece, even though I show all 6 of them here, but there are 6 available. So sometimes we show them all, sometimes we show just one. But Usually when I show them all like this, I do make sure you know it's per each. But you take down the lot number, CDS 30, for example, put that in the subject line of an email and send that email to info@allegorygallery.com. Make sure it's Allegory Gallery. A lot of people call us Allegory, and so they put allegory.com. That's not us. I don't know who Allegory Gallery or who allegory.com is, but they probably get a lot of weird emails, wondering like what in the world is happening. But info@allegorygallery.com. We only accept claims via email because it's super clear cut on who gets what. Sometimes a lot of our items are very rare, or we don't have a lot of them. And if we get 3 or 4 requests for them, the comment section can get a little messy. The emails never get messy. One of them is going to be at the top of the list. So that's how we know, and that's how we do it. It is first come, first serve for everything. We are 100% always honest about that. Whoever comes in first in the email, you get it. If you do send us an email, you are promising to take it if you get it. So please don't send us emails for things you don't want. Before we started saying that, we used to have people who would watch and they'd be like sending us an email for almost everything. And then at the end, they'd be like, oh no, I really only wanted number 2, number 6, and number 9. That's not how you do it. So please send us only emails for things you want. You can send us an email per item, which is it's the easiest way to get the things you want. There's the best chance of getting what you want. Or you can wait until the end of the live and send us one email with everything you want in it, and we will just send you what has not sold up until that point. All right? So that's how we do it. Super easy. Keeps everything simple, keeps everything looking clean. Like we said, sometimes if people rewatch Facebook Lives, sometimes the rewatched comments will come in before the actual people who originally watched because of the way Facebook now lines up comments. They do it in timestamp of the video, not actually like, oh, this person watched a day later. It's always on the timestamp of like the actual video. So we don't want anybody missing out. So emails always tell us 100% who got what. And we've got 3 more lots tonight, 38, 39, and 40. So 38 is going to be this artisan pendant by Harry Wood. CDS 38, it's a scarab pendant, drilled at the top. Artisan ceramic by our friend Harry Wood. Kimberly says, haha, so very high-tech, LMAO, right? It is. Our high-tech paper. My beaded bliss and sparklies told me about you. Well, thank you both. Thank you both for sharing. Sharing is caring. Gina says, I missed the beads. Crap. Get those emails in, Gina. Don't wait. Don't delay. Don't miss out on the beads. Yeah, we're glad you're here. We love making new friends. Please feel free to join us on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. Follow us everywhere. Subscribe to us. We do these shows, like I said, every weeknight, pretty much. And we have a large online store as well. We have thousands of items in our online store, but these items are always from our stash here at our jewelry studio, which we call Star Cottage Studio. And I'm talking and not telling. So these are about 21 millimeters, this one by 33. Kimberly says, William, you are doing it again, calling me to the bugs. Who doesn't like bugs though, right? I know you like bugs because I like bugs. I love the bugs. All right. CDS 39. And Suzanne said the scarab is great for Halloween. Yes, it would be, right? Spooky season. Now, here's another thing. If you want your order shipped right away, I can do that for you. You just have to tell me you want everything shipped right away, and I can do my best to do that. But some people watch multiple lives, and to save on shipping, we charge you shipping once, and then we combine orders. And then we ship out combined orders, and that helps save on shipping. So you can also let me know if you would rather combine a few orders together and do it that way. And then if you ever need anything released at a certain point in time or whatever, you can just send me an email. We can release the shipment, or generally I try to do it every 2 to 3 weeks and release the shipments that way. This is another artisan ceramic piece by Harry Wood. Great here for the fall. Beautiful fall colors. Beautiful little flower in these greens and yellows. 30 millimeters by 36, we'll say. 30 by 36. Only $14 for today for you all. You all get special prices. You know that. Maybe you don't. If you're new, you don't know. We give you the special prices on the live. Usually even our starting prices are special prices, and then we give you a little bit extra off for watching the live. These prices are only good for about a week. We'll hold them for people who do rewatches, sometimes not even a week. Sometimes we can't let that special price go that long. And then sometimes these items end up back in our stash if they don't sell, to be seen maybe sometime again, maybe not. Sometimes they go onto our online store to be sold. If they go into the online store, the prices are always higher, because I got to take pictures, I got to write listings, I got to do descriptions, I got to measure everything again. So that means the price goes up. So the live sales are where it's at if you want the best prices from us on the newest things, the vintage things. And generally every live, just so you know, if you come to the beginning of the live, we chat for about an hour. Usually 45 minutes to an hour. We just chat with everybody because community is one of the most important things to us. We have a physical store, physical bead store. Yes, we're one of the few around the country still. And we keep our physical store, even though most of our sales are made online. We still keep the physical store because we believe in the power of community. So all of your sales also support and help keep the physical store going when it gets slow sometimes. And we believe community is the best thing ever. We wouldn't be here without our community, and we know that. And we're very thankful for that. And that's why when you watch these lives, you get the best prices because we value you all so much. And we like to get to know you. So hopefully you'll come and join us at the beginning and chit chat and let us know how your day was, and we can learn more about each other. This is I believe these are vintage Indian foil glass in this beautiful pink and silver foil. Usually we get these from, they're usually from India. Let's see here. I see comments popping up in the little chat bar down below, but I'm not actually seeing them. I don't know why. I don't know why. That's so weird. Sometimes the comments are not great. I mean, your comments are always great, but sometimes the comment section, my comments don't always come through. But this is the last strand of the evening. These are about 11 millimeters by 13 and a half. One strand available, vintage Indian foil glass in the pink and silver. That strand looks bigger than 14 inches. This is about a 17-inch strand, 16 to 17-inch strand of the foil glass. CDS 40. And this is another amazing sale, William. Well, thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting your friends over. We're very thankful for that. Please share this with your friends. Let them know that you can find amazing beads. Suzanne says the comment section is out of sync now. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. Kimberly says, I'm still thinking about 39, that pendant from Harry. I know, right? I think about this pendant too. I think that would make a beautiful necklace. I don't know that I would wear it, or I would make something, because these are my colors. You know, I like that green. I would make something for myself, but I don't know if I would wear. I'm not much of a flower person like that, so I don't know if I would wear it. But it is really pretty. And I love autumn, so maybe if it doesn't sell, I'll keep it. We'll see. They're all ours anyway. I'm allowed to keep it if I want to, right? Although I rarely do. I usually try to pass things on. So thank you all for joining us tonight. Let me flip the camera. I don't always flip the camera back anymore. Used to do it every time. We'd flip the camera back and say goodbye. And I kind of like that better, but hi everybody. Let's move the camera up. Hello. So thank you all for tuning in. If you have any questions, please feel free to send us an email with your questions. We'll be happy to answer it as quickly as I can. Sometimes it takes us a little while to research things if you're looking for something. If you don't see something on our website that you are looking for, please feel free to send us an email. We are happy to check our stash and the physical store to see if we have something for you. Sometimes it takes me a few days to get back to you on something like that, but we do our best to try to do that. And if we can't find it immediately, we usually put it on our list so that if we do find it down the line, we'll either show it again on a live or hit you up and let you know that we found it. All right, so that's it. Thank you all so much. I'm going to do the spreadsheet. I'm going to send out invoices, and then I'm going to go home and figure out what we're going to eat tonight, because it might be a Sheets night. I had one of their, they have this cheesy burrito. So it's a burrito, but they put cheese between two tortillas. They're soft tortillas. So they put cheese between two soft ones and they melt it down, and then they wrap the burrito in that. And we get rice and beans with sour cream and ranch, and we put hash browns in there and some lettuce and forget what else, and it's delicious. So I'm kind of craving that, so that might be my dinner tonight. We'll see. I don't know. We also have pasta. I can make some pasta, but I kind of want cheesy burrito. Kimberly says that sounds very healthy. It's not. It's not at all, but it is so good. And Barnaby likes to share with me. Barnaby and Ida Bell love to share with me with the cheesy burrito. Suzanne says yum. Norma says that sounds yummy. It is. It's pretty good. It's nowhere near healthy, but it's beans and rice. It's not too bad with fried hash browns. But yeah, so that might be dinner tonight. We'll see. Andrew's taking his friend to the train station, which is about an hour away. So he's going to have a 2-hour round trip. And I think the train station is a little bit in an area where it's kind of like a train hut. It's not an actual station. I think it's just like a covered over hut. And I think it's a little sketchy, so he'll probably stay with his friend until the train arrives. And I know the train was running a little late, so it's at least a 2-hour round trip. I'll probably get him a cheesy burrito too. Kimberly says, don't forget about the creative make-along next Friday. Yes, we have on the 17th and 18th is going to be Ava Motherwell. If you have no idea who she is, look up the Ava Motherwell collection. You'll see some beautiful things. We're going to have a virtual trunk show over 2 days. It's going to take 2 days to get through probably 20% of what she actually brings with her, but we can't show everything because there's too much. But we are going to do a virtual trunk show with her on the 17th and 18th of this month. And then on the 19th is the Creative Make-Along. And that's where we get together on Zoom and we hang out face to face. I can see you instead of you just seeing me. And we make stuff together. You make whatever you want. You want to make a necklace, you make a necklace. You want to make some earrings, you make some earrings. You don't want to make anything, you just want to hang out with friends, Come and hang out with friends. You need to organize your space. Every time we pretty much get someone who is doing an organization day. So come out and hang out with us and organize your space. I usually make triple or quadruple wrap bracelets. That's generally what I do on the Creative Make Along, and I've made a number of them, and I've been very happy with them. It's good positive energy, I feel like, every time we get together and hang out. That happens in lieu of our lives. So 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. is the Creative Make Along on Zoom. If you're on Facebook, if you go to Allegory Gallery, our Facebook page, under the Events tab, there is an event set up already for the Creative Make Along, and the link to the Zoom is there. If you are not on Facebook, we usually try to drop the link closer to the day of on our YouTube channel in the what do they call it there? The community tab? I can't remember. It's something like that on the posts. We also send out an email. So if you're not on our email list, go to allegorygallery.com and sign up for our email list to make sure that you get the link to the Zoom when the day approaches. And come hang out with us. It's fun. All right. Gina's going to Facebook. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm going to go because I need to eat. So thank you all. Have an amazing, amazing evening and have a great start. I hope you have had a great start to your week, and we'll see you back here tomorrow around 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Probably, maybe 3, but probably 7:30. All right. Stay tuned. Bye, everybody.